What's good, y'all? It's your boy BioSpider 3.0, keeping the action going with the G.I. Joe Classified Series BAT, B-A-T, aka Battle Android Trooper. How's it going, guys? Back with another review. I know it's been at least, what was my last review? Trying to remember who I last reviewed. Who was it? Was it Thor? No, there was somebody else after Thor, huh? I'm blanking on it right now, but I know it's been at least a couple weeks since I did my last review. So, yeah, just wanted to say, what's happening, guys. I am back, and today we're gonna take a look at. Oh, that's what it was, Killmonger. Yeah, it just came back to me, Killmonger. That Killmonger from Hasbro, Marvel Legends. You'll see him later in the size comparison for this video, but today we're looking at another G.I. Joe figure. It's been a long time since we looked at G.I. Joe. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure. I think all of my G.I. Joe reviews were actually on the old channel, so I don't think I have any G.I. Joe videos currently up on this channel, so this just might be the first. So here we go. Yeah, on my old channel I did review the Snake Eyes and the Akiko, as well as the Storm Shadow figures from was it G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Origins movie. Those were some really cool figures. I love that Snake Eyes. The Storm Shadow is pretty cool. Akiko as well. So anyways, gonna take a look at this guy right here. I'm shooting this video a little later in the day, as you can see. So if you're wondering, why the lights look the way they do, you can probably tell I actually have like lights on this time. It's not the natural light. I am shooting this at around like 7 o'clock, so this is one of those videos where I am actually using the inside lights. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Hopefully it still looks good on camera and you're able to see all the details and whatnot. Be sure to let me know in the comments about that. But I definitely wanted to get this review out to you guys, quick, because I have more to do, like I said. So we shall get around to all of that. Hold on, we got some stuff in the background. Let's clear this out. Take that out. All right, there we go. So as you can see, I already unpackaged this guy just to save some time. So I'll slide him aside for just a second, and we'll take a closer look at the packaging. So we have G.I. Joe Classified Series, B.A.T, which stands for Battle Android Trooper, by Hasbro, of course. We got a nice Cobra insignia. You can see there in the back of the box. That's really nice. You can use that as a backdrop. Take it out of here and use that for a backdrop. Got some really cool artwork right here of the Battle Android Trooper, and I really love that. And all the battle damage and everything on the helmet. That looks really, really cool. And you got number 33 right here on the side, G.I. Joe. A bunch of different logos. I'm not exactly sure what each one, represents, but I'm sure it's, some kind of G.I. Joe like teams or something, different camps. And then you have this really, really dope artwork on the back. I mean, this looks like a poster for a movie, honestly. I really, really like this. You've got, I believe, Cobra Commander up here, Baroness, what is that, Destro, I believe. Snake Eyes, I think that's Jane, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I think that might be Duke. I'm not sure. And then, yeah, some of these other guys, I'm not super familiar with all their names, but yeah, it seems like you've got just about all the characters on this back of the box artwork. So that's really dope. Bunch of, little writing and things down there. On the other side of the box, we've got another look kind of at the Android Trooper up close. You can see that eye. Battle damage, you can see that little blue retina thing in there. That looks really, really sick. Stuff at the bottom, legalese, barcode, and all that good stuff. So, all that aside, let's take a look. Let's see, what should we do first? Let's go ahead and look at him first, and then we'll take a look at the accessories, because I do have all of those unpackaged as well. All right, so we got Battle Android Trooper in the flesh, up close and personal. So this is how he comes out of the box, and you can see, this looks really cool. So he's got like this whole circuit board kind of panel thing in his chest, exposed, and that's actually how he comes, out of the package. So that looks really, really cool. I like how you can see that. The detail in there is pretty decent. You've got You got that paint for like the red kind of, pipe or tubing in there, and then, the orange, these like little orange pieces, and then you've got, of course, like the circuit board in the background. You can see all the little, lines and things running through there. It kind of looks like a maze, just like a circuit board would. So that's really, really dope. I like that a whole bunch. Love that attention to detail. He's actually designed like pretty well, man. Like, he doesn't have like a whole lot going on, but he looks really good for what we do have. I love the gunmetal gray for like these little canisters on the side of this, the strap going down and everything. He's got those canisters, probably like grenades or something. And then you've got, more of that gunmetal for this, mechanical arm. He's got two mechanical arms, which is really dope. And then you just see all the detail right there. I mean, that looks sick, man. All those little rivets and little things, That's really, really dope. All the little tubing and stuff that's going through his arm. Got some nice detail for the pants and everything. Got, wrinkles and stuff in the pants. That looks really, really good. Yeah, everything looks pretty solid on this guy, Look on the back. Really nice detailing. I love this part up here too. This looks really, really nice. It's like this part up here kind of has like a more metallic shine. It actually looks more like a real metal compared to his arms, like the gunmetal gray for his arms. This actually looks more like a metallic type of paint. Like it's like actually, it looks like it's actually like, metal, like real metal. So I like the finish for this part. I think that's really, really cool. Kind of a nice change of pace. You got that Cobra logo on the side of him on his shoulder. Let's see. Yeah, it's only on the looks like it's only on the left shoulder, but that's really, really cool. Very nicely done. You can see all the paintwork in there. Oh yeah, this guy looks dope, man. Very, very dope. So real quick, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with, because he comes with some really, really cool stuff. And real quick, I just want to give a quick shout out to MCU Collector 24 on YouTube. Shout outs to you. It's because of your review that I was made aware of this figure. I had no idea he existed, but yeah, once I saw that review, I was hooked. I was like, yeah, I need that figure. That figure is just too cool to pass up. And thankfully, I found one at Geeky Mama's. Geeky Mama's. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in one of my last reviews, but Geeky Mama's unfortunately does not exist anymore at the mall that I used to go to. Where it was. Yeah, they they unfortunately shut down, and they had like a huge store-wide sale. So I bought up, a whole bunch of figures, like as many as I could, that interested me. And this guy was definitely one of them. So yeah, I had to snag this guy, before they closed down. And I'm really glad I did. I'm glad that they had him. So here is one of his coolest accessories, in my opinion. Here's a alternate helmet that you can put on that has battle damage, so you can see all the cracks and things. He's got the blue retina thing exposed on the side, and some of that metal underneath. And it's definitely more of that metallic type of metal, as you can see. Not really like the gunmetal gray, but it's more of like that metallic sheen that was on the back of his on the upper back. And that looks so freaking sick, man. So that's really what drew me into this figure, is that a lot of the accessories are kind of like interchangeable parts for battle damage. So you can have him looking more uniform and armored up, and then more, battle damaged if you so please. So you got these really nice, silver lines underneath on the side, the 3 stripes. You got this little port thing on the side and the back. I mean, look at that detail, man. That is really nicely done. And one thing I noticed about Hasbro is they put a lot of effort into these G.I. Joe figures, and they always tend to come out very, very nice. And I kind of wish they would give, the same efforts to, more of the modern day Marvel Legends, because, some of those Marvel Legends figures are just really, really lacking in a lot of areas, especially when you compare them to these G.I. Joe figures that seem to always be amazing. So there you have that. He comes with this back piece that's gonna snap onto his back. He has a like a peg hole in the back, so you can actually attach this part. It's kind of like a I guess like a backpack or a jetpack. I'm not even sure, but it's a nice additional piece that you can add on to him, kind of make him look a little more bulky from the back. a little more armored up, and you can see all the details in there, all these little, you know, pieces and, you know, things running through, all that mechanical stuff in the back. That looks super dope. You know, it's all casted in black, but it's nicely done. Looks really, really good, very nicely sculpted. So you have that. You got a piece you got two actually chest pieces, so you can have this one right here, which is the battle damaged one. So you can see it's all nice and cracked, and it's got like a dent, big old crater in the middle of it. You can see all the cracks in there, so you can put this on top of that you know, circuit board piece that was on his chest if you want him looking more battle damaged. Right, so you've got that. And then if you want, you know, just fully armored up with no damage at all, you've got this one. Nice flat piece, you know, plate to go over that circuit board part. So that looks really, really dope. Love that. Great accessories to, you know, add in there. And then you've got these little pieces right here. This thing, I'm not sure where exactly this goes on him. I think it might attach either to the back piece, or it might be like an extra part for his arm or something. I'll have to go back and watch that MCU collector review to see exactly what this part is for, because I don't really remember, but I think it probably attaches somewhere to that back piece. So yeah, I'll have to look into that and get back to you guys. But you've got this little, like, you know, pipe or piston thing, giant piston piece right here. Looks pretty cool, so I like that. We've got a pistol, which looks, you know, pretty nice in that gunmetal gray again. And you've got, you know, some pretty nice details sculpted into there. Very nice. I'm glad that they didn't just make it, you know, a flat piece of, you know, plastic from every side. They actually sculpted some detail into there to make it look like an authentic, you know, gun. So that's really dope. That is really dope. And this actually has weapon storage. He actually has like a pouch. I'll show you in a minute. He's got a pouch, you know, that goes down the side of his leg that he can actually store this in. So that's dope. I love when they have weapon storage on their figures. That's a big thing for me, because, you know, without that, it's very easy to lose, you know, weapons and smaller pieces. So it's always nice to have some storage on your figures. Now this, I can pretty much definitely say is a optional, you know, additional part to switch out for the arm. So instead of having, you know, like the mechanical hands, you can have like a claw on one side. So that's really dope. And look at all the detail that goes into that. Pretty nice again in that gunmetal gray. Really cool piece there. And then lastly, you have this other piece, kind of similar to the first one I showed, like another big old piston looking thing, but looks really cool in some gunmetal gray. Nicely sculpted as well. So there you go, and that is all of his accessories. So with that out the way, let's take another look at this guy, and we'll get into play and display. All right, so for his articulation, he's going to be able to look up not too much, and that's because his head actually runs into the back of this you know, this metal collar piece that's going around him. So that is a little unfortunate. It does run into that, so you're only able to get his head up about that far, which isn't a lot. Let's see, going down a little bit better. He's got some more room. He can afford more room in the front, so he's able to look down about that far. Pretty good. He's almost able to tuck his chin in pretty good to his chest, so that's pretty nice. Let's see, rotation. He does get full rotation on that. Feels like a ball peg, so that's really nice. And let's see, side to side leaning. Oh yeah, he actually gets some pretty good side to side leaning, as well as like some rotation on that ball. And it seems like the neck actually moves with the head, which makes me believe that this is probably a double ball peg. So that's really nice. Probably like a slightly smaller ball peg seated in there below the neck, and then like a bigger one at the top for his head. So you actually get some pretty good range of motion like that. So that's really cool. Definitely get some nice nuanced poses from the head. For the arms, we can go out, let's see here, about 90 degrees. So that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good range. Out to the side, back down by his sides. Of course, we get full rotation on there, 360. We do have a nice bicep swivel, which is very, seamless, very nice cut that blends in well with the rest of the shoulder and the rest of the arm. So that's really cool. Nice bicep swivel just below that Cobra logo, at least on his left side. And then we have, let's see, double jointed elbows. Oh yeah, look at that bend. My guy is a contortionist. He's got that extreme level of bend, so he can, he is an android, right? So he should be able to bend farther than the normal human. So he's able to basically, fold his forearm back onto his upper arm. So that's really, really cool. Even though he looks like he's got some broken arm right here, but he's mechanical, right? So it don't matter. He ain't got no bones, so he's chilling. All right, so then back out, back down. We do have rotation. We've got a hinge in the hands that allows full rotation. And this is really, really cool how they designed this, because, they made it look like, since it's a mechanical hand, that's not like the normal type of hinge you would see like with a, human figure or like, something like that. But I really just like how they sculpted the, like subtly sculpted that hinge into that mechanical part, and it just blends in so nice. It just looks so good with the rest of the figure, so that's dope. And yeah, that hinge allows him to bend really, really good. It's a horizontal hinge, so it's going to bend, towards the body and away from the body. It doesn't go up and down, but that should be all right. And his fingers are actually made of a nice, pliable, pretty flexible, soft plastic, so you can definitely get, the gun in there and things like that. Even though, obviously it looks like a mechanical arm, it's actually, it's plastic, so it does flex, and that actually looks really, really good. Let's see, for the torso, he does have an ab crunch that allows him to bend only about that far, not great, but he is able to get a little bit going forward. Going back, he gets a little bit better, about that much. All right, so that's all right. And then let's see, he does have a waist twist, so that's really nice. He does get some rotation at the waist, so that's good. And he also gets a little bit of side-to-side movement, so I'm thinking there's a ball peg probably in the center there, just below, closer to the hips. I'm sure there's got to be a ball peg down there that allows him to get this kind of leaning and swiveling around to the side, a little bit of rotation, body rotation, very similar to the head, so that's dope. This little belt piece is actually kind of like a floaty piece, so it does move a little bit up and down, so you can adjust it. And it's attached to this little holster that he's able to put his gun in, like I was saying earlier. So yeah, you are able to store the pistol there, so that's really, really dope. I like the orange color for the belt as well, but yeah, you can see it's like a floaty piece, so it does move up and down and kind of around, so you can adjust it. He's able to kick that far up, better than a 90, so that's really nice, and it actually seems to come, pretty straightforward. So that's pretty nice. Let's see, is he on drop downs? Yeah, he's actually on drop down hips, so you can actually pull the leg down a little bit. Going backwards, his butt is actually made of a kind of soft plastic, so it should flex a little bit. And if you kind of force it, you're able to get the leg that far, which is actually better than like a lot of other figures from Hasbro, like Marvel Legends and things. So that's actually a decent range going back without bending the leg too much. So there you have that. Out to the side, and you can. I like that this is a soft plastic, so it flexes, kind of gets out the way, so you can get this android trooper into just about a full split. Like just shy of like a perfect splits. I mean, he's pretty much there. He's almost there, so that's really, really nice. That's some good range. Man, why can't we get this type of range for some Spidey figures, Hasbro? What's going on? But on the real, man, that is some good range. They definitely need to implement this type of engineering for more Spider-Man figures for sure. And that would definitely help sell those guys a little bit better, I think. For the legs, we do have some upper thigh swivel right there. Again, very seamless like the arms. You can barely even see where the cut is, so that's really nice. Blends in very good with the pants. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. I know the lighting Probably isn't as good as the natural daylight, but he does have a upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knees that allow him to bend very far back. He can kick his own ass and is even above that, like his lower back, so that's good. Back down. He actually has a boot swivel, so where this silver part, the silver cuff kind of meets the top of the pant, or the bottom of the pants, I should say. He does have a boot swivel, so you can actually do some rotation up there. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me get a little bit closer here. He does have a nice boot swivel there. And then you are able to hinge the feet down that far. Pretty good, just about the tippy toes. You're able to hinge it up about that far. It's decent. He has kind of like some clunky shoes, you know. I mean, he is an android, so he's gonna need some big shoes to balance. But yeah, I think that's about it. And then let's see, side to side, we do get a nice ankle swivel in there as well to each side. So that's dope, man. He's got a dope batch of articulation. I'm really, really liking that. Let's see, is that? He actually has a butterfly joint. So don't let me forget about that. He has a butterfly joint that actually allows him to get a little bit more range going back. I mean, not a whole lot more, but you know, it's definitely all right. And then coming forward about that far. So there's that side view. So, you know, that'll help a little bit when he's trying to, you know, cross his arms or bring his arms in or extend them back, have them like outstretched like that. That'll afford him a little bit more range in each direction. So there you go. Not too bad. So yeah, man, I really like this figure, man. Solid. I really like the design of it. The articulation is actually better, like quite a bit better than I expected it to be. I was thinking it was going to be kind of limited just to, you know, his more bulky nature and all the things on him, but Hasbro actually surprised me with this one, man. He is dope as hell. He just looks dope. Like I'm really glad that I have him in my collection now. I feel like, you know, you could pose him with other figures and have him look like either a, you know, a bad guy or a good guy. You know, it's like kind of like the mystery of it. You never know who's under this mask because you can't really see. But yeah, really dope figure, man. I'm loving it. I am loving it. But no. But anyways, let's change out his head real quick. Let's put on some of those battle damage parts real quick, just so you can see what that looks like. Because it is really, really dope that we have the option to change, you know, some of his parts out to make him look like he's been through some wars, you know? He's been through some things. Alright, so I have the alternate head on. It didn't really snap on, but it looks like it's on there, I guess. And right away, man, look at that. That looks dope. So here's the battle damage head. You can see the little blue retina like camera thing for the eye, you know, underneath. And just like the cracked, you know, mask and everything. Oh, that looks sick, dude. That is so dope. That's such a like unique accessory. I love it so much. And you can see, of course, some more of that silver underneath being exposed. And I love how like even like the cracking of the black part of the you know, the outside of the helmet. I love how it's like 3D from the side, so you can really see there was like, you know, like a layer there that actually like broke off. It's not like flat to the rest of the you know, sculpt underneath. So that's really, really nice. Great attention to detail there. That looks sick. Let's go ahead and put on his battle damage chest piece while we're at it. So I'll go ahead and see if I can snap that one on. Let's see, how does this one go in? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it just tabs in. So it's got like 3 tabs. There's like 2 tabs at the top here, and then one in the center at the bottom. And you can just tab it into his chest. So now he's got a nice battle damage plate on the outside. That looks really, really cool. You can see the cracks and everything. Oh, that's sick, dude. And let's see real quick if we can get that back piece on him. I'm not exactly sure what this back piece is meant to be. It's like a jetpack or for more weapon storage or what, but it does look pretty cool. And let's see if I'm able to get it in there. I guess that's as far as it goes. But yeah, here's his little backpack or jetpack, whatever this thing is, for his back. So that's really, really cool. And I guess you can store things in there. So let's go ahead and put his pistol. I'm gonna put his pistol in his holster actually instead of his hand this time. Let's switch it up. And let's see here. Oh yeah, it fits really, really nice. It's molded perfectly, so it fits very, very snug in there. So I was able to push it pretty much all the way down, and it, slid down. But you can tell that the holster has a really nice, snug, grip on it. So that's really cool. Fits in there really, really nicely. Should be no problems of falling out. When you turn them upside down. Oh yeah, that holds very, very nicely. So yeah, man, I mean, there's so many different things that you can do with this guy. And forgive me for, not diving in super deep to all the, knowing where all the option parts go. It's been a while since I saw that MCU collector review, but just the fact that we have, all these additional parts, there's so many different things that we can do with this figure, and I love it so much, man. I mean, this is one of those figures that I don't mind paying 25 bucks for. To be honest, I think this guy retail, I'm sure he probably goes for like more than 25, and I don't mind. I mean, honestly, thankfully I was able to get this guy on a sale. It was like a store-wide sale, so I think by the time I got him, everything in the store was like around 50% off, like half off. So I got a discount on him, I'm sure, but I wouldn't mind paying, like, honestly, 30. I wouldn't mind paying 35, 40 for this guy, because this to me is like one of their most quality figures, like, in a while. Like, I actually really, really like this guy. He feels great in hand. He poses well. He's got all these different parts and things you can do with him. Like, this feels like I'm getting my money's worth. I'll put it to you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of those other figures that Hasbro puts out, I don't always feel like I'm getting my money's worth. But with this guy, no question about it, I'm definitely getting every penny spent. Has the love and care that went into this figure is very evident, and it looks great. So I really have no complaints about it. So yeah, with all that said, guys, I'm not going to take too much longer. I'm not going to show you every single different part that goes on him, but you can definitely, mess around. Obviously, I highly recommend this figure, so if you decide to pick him up, you can mess around and have some fun with those, all the different option parts, the battle damage, and things that come with him. So definitely have a lot of fun with this guy if you decide to get him, man, because he is dope. So let's go ahead and get into some size comparisons, and we will head on out. All right. So let's scoot him back a bit here. And first up, we shall get him alongside the Go Riders from SH Figuarts. So we've got navy on this side and crimson on his opposite side. And I do have them kind of posed, but overall you can see they're standing like mostly straight, so you can kind of get a good sense of the height. He's obviously taller. These are SH Figuarts, so they are typically scaled a little bit shorter than Marvel Legends and things like that. But I still fudge these guys, into my collection with, Marvel Legends all the time. I think they still fit, pretty good, especially since we don't have any Lightning collection figures of them as of yet. So there you go. There he is alongside the two Go Riders. Looking dope. All right. Put these guys aside. Next up, we'll get him with the McFarlane Toys DC Rebirth Deathstroke. Another really, really dope figure. And all right, so there he is side by side with Deathstroke. I'm going to speed this up real quick. Here we are with the Mafex in-game Thor. Looking really, really dope. So finally got Thor into some size comparisons, so there you go. So there is Thor. His hammer's kind of blocking his head, but you get a sense of his face. I was trying to pose him kind of like one of the moves he did in in-game. So there he is with Thor. Here he is with the McFarlane Spider-Man. And you can see they're pretty much neck and neck in height, so that's looking really good. And last but not least, we'll get him with the Marvel Legends Killmonger that I recently reviewed. And they are also very, very close in height. Let's scoot this over just a bit. So yeah, there it is, guys. That's my review on the Battle Android Trooper from G.I. Joe by Hasbro. Very, very dope figure. Highly, highly recommended. Yeah, thank you guys for watching the review. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. Please continue to watch, share the videos, leave a comment. I love to hear from you guys. Yeah, really, really dope figure. So hope you guys enjoyed the review. Link for MCU Collector's review will be in the description. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.